Sometimes you see the images and you wonder, how did this image come about? And today we will share the stories behind the pictures, how they came about, and we will also tell you about the 4 different creative moods and stages that we often find ourselves in, and how important it is to allow yourself to be in all 4 of these. Let's dive in.
So this is actually 5 photos combined together, and I got this idea when I was out with a friend of mine who is also a photographer, and we were doing a photo shoot, and I just wanted to do something that I had never done before. I wanted to make it look like I was sitting on the flower in the ocean, and I was trying to come up with, how do I take 5 photos or more or less to make it look like I was sitting on a flower out in the ocean. So these are the photos that I use, and
Wow.
the first one is a self-portrait of me sitting out in the woods, and the one on the with the flower is actually taken, like the flower is inside a glass of water, and I was taking
Oh,
like a
wow.
picture of just the glass, yeah. And the pictures of the sky is old ones. It's the Milky Way, and one of, I don't think it's shooting stars, but maybe satellites, but there were 3 of them, and then they like disappeared. So I'm not sure if it was what it was, aliens maybe.
Aliens.
No. But it was like such a lucky shot. And then like this random photo of the ocean. I have no idea when I had taken it, but I found it, and I was so happy because that's exactly what I needed to create this photo. And it took some time in Photoshop, obviously, but I really, really love how it turned out, and I wanted
It's
it to
incredible.
be, this. Would look like it was taken during the night, and I actually not sure how I did it. I think I had all 5 photos open in Photoshop and tried to make the colors look kind of the same in them before
That's
I
almost the
combined them.
worst. Yeah.
Yeah. And and it's to make them look blue, basically. That was kind of a challenge, to make them look kind of the same. And then just combine them in Photoshop using different layers and masking, and yeah, it turned out great, actually. It turned out better
It's
than I
awesome.
thought.
But did you have a plan? Like when you started, did you start with taking the self-portrait, or did you already have the self-portrait and the other pictures? And did you know what you needed before you sat down, or did you like figure it out along the way? Like, did you have a plan, or were you just experimenting?
I did have a plan. I think I even I maybe made a drawing of how I wanted it to turn out, like a messy drawing.
Yeah.
Not of it didn't look good. I don't think I have
Da
saved it.
Vinci.
I throw it away. And then I took this self-portrait with my friend. It was when she was visiting, and we were like, okay, can we do a photo project? Not together. We did 2 separate. She did one and I did one, but we were together when
Together.
we made them. Yeah. So she was behind the camera in the self-portrait, like taking her own pictures for another photo project. So I took the self-portrait and the photo of the flower just for this picture. And then I was like, I think I have a picture of the ocean somewhere. And I knew I had pictures of the stars. So then I just needed to create it in Photoshop afterwards. But it was so much fun because we sat, beside each other, creating on our own and asking questions. I was like, how how would you do if you were going to
Yeah.
create this and this? And we gave each other tips. And yeah, it's lovely to have a friend
Yes.
where you can create together with.
Yeah. It's like you and me when we're taking self-portraits.
Yeah.
Like we're in the same forest and we're just roaming around doing our own thing. It's like, it's such a great company. It's so much more fun when you're with someone else. And so sometimes I get lazy if I'm on my own. I'm like, yeah, well, I just need to go home now. Yeah. But then if there's someone else out there with me, I'm like, oh wow, she's going. Oh, I want to do a bit more of them.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's exactly like that.
Yeah. But I really love the color scheme. You went instead for like the complementary colors where you can have like a yellow would pop or orange. You went with the more close to each other, like the cold. You have a bit of a magenta, cold magenta, purple-ish, and blue and white. I really love it. So magical.
I don't know why, because I usually go for the color that pops.
Yeah.
And now that you mentioned it, I was like, why did I choose this color? But I love it too. I think it fits. I don't know which color. Yeah, it's like this red-orange. So it would be like a nice color to have.
That would be more pop.
Yeah.
But I prefer it like you did it. And to me, it feels like it feels outer space, or like you're in space almost. Yeah. Like it doesn't feel like you're in the ocean. To me, it feels like you're, I don't know, in space somewhere. And the space feels really blue and cold. To me, I mean, obviously you have sunshine in space as well, but it's
I know what you mean.
Makes it feel like in a different world almost. Maybe partly because you've somehow removed all the warm tones in it. I love it. It's really good.
Thank you.
Oh well. So this was on a really, really cold day. I had, I can't remember. I think I was doing a job. I was writing an article about a specific topic and some camera equipment. And I needed to, like, as often as I can, I try to test out my ideas before I get the equipment, or before it could be testing the idea. It could be like a pose, or it could be the environment, or it could be clothes and props, and it could be different things. And I think here I was a bit worried that it would be too cold. So I wanted to see what the dress looked like. And so this is actually a preparation shot, but this is still my profile picture, I think. If I haven't changed it lately, but I don't think I have. This is my profile picture on Instagram. So
I love that it wasn't like this planned out photo shoot. No, like it's just like for preparations.
Yeah, and I think this was around Lucia as well. So it was like I was multitasking. I was checking locations for Lucia, and I was also preparing for like a job that I was doing for, I can't remember if it was for who I was doing it for, but it was something camera equipment related that I was doing. I think it might have been an article for Cyber Photo or something. I can't remember. But yeah, so this, I think
it's
so
just
cold.
fun. Yeah, it's funny when sometimes your best shots end up being when you're out just like scouting or not planning.
And I think it could partly be because if I'm going out to scout, I'm more in a curious kind of mindset. I'm like looking for opportunities, and I'm more present in the moment, and I'm like, oh, this tree looks really nice. Oh, I like this place. It was like almost like this little alley. It wasn't an alley. It's like a swamp, a frozen swamp. So, but it just like how the trees were aligned from a certain angle. It looked like I was kind of, it framed it really nice, and it was really, really foggy outside. So it was so cold, like -degrees, and fog is a very cold combination, especially if you have exposed skin.
Yeah. Oh, it looks
So,
cold, but
yeah.
it turned out great.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, this was actually taken during summer, and I just love to change colors. From I think I have, yeah, this is the original photo. It's in the middle of summer, and when I got home, I thought it was kind of boring, because even though I love the dress, it's kind of a boring color. It didn't like stand out, and I don't know. I thought the trees looked boring when it was green. I love when we get autumn here and it turns orange and yellow, and I don't know. I think I just longed for like autumn or something. And when I changed the colors to this orange, I noticed that the dress it didn't stand out. It was so boring. So that's when I decided to make it a bit blue to pop out. So this is more like me, to make something pop out of the picture.
Yeah, this is more your style. It feels so, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of the saturation or something, but it feels so fantasy to me, like the changes you made. It, like the orange and the cyan, the blue.
Yeah. And I think this was one of those days where I didn't have that much inspiration. I didn't have any pictures to edit. I was not feeling very creative, and that's when I was like, I need to head out to take new photos, even though I don't feel like it, because sometimes when you're out doing something, then you get creative and get inspiration. So yeah, I headed out. This was like a cloudy, normal day in the middle of summer. It was kind of warm, and it was not very pleasant to be in that warm dress.
It doesn't look warm.
No, it doesn't, but it was not very nice. And I know the sword is kind of heavy, and this was kind of far into the forest. So I had to walk at least like 15-20 minutes to get to this place. And I was roaming around a lot. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was very happy that I even ended up with a shot that I was able to edit, and that I was kind of pleased with in the end as well.
It's really
so
nice.
Yeah, sometimes your best pictures or like nice pictures end up being when you're bored, don't have inspiration, and you go out and do something anyway. I think that's important to remember, to do it anyway, because you can't just sit around waiting to get creative or inspired.
It's almost like working out, like physical workouts. If you're working out constantly, you're kind of in it, you're feeling it. But then if you haven't done it for a long time, it's like you probably won't just wake up one day and like, yeah, today I feel like it. Well, you can. Obviously you can.
Yeah.
But it's more likely that you will start to feel like it when you are actually doing it. Like sometimes you just have to do it anyway. And you will be so grateful afterwards that you did.
Yeah, that's so true. This is magical.
This is such a funny. Like we had been to in Sweden, we have like the julbord, Christmas buffets. So I had been to a dinner with my relatives. So it was like the extended family. And on the way home, so it was a bit outside of the town where I live. So it was really dark when we were driving home. And I just saw this incredible non lights. And I had been trying to capture the non lights from this, like with the snowy trees. I love the snowy trees and I love the northern lights, and the combination between the snowy trees and the northern lights is just one of my favorites. But since this is south facing, it means that I need the right conditions, like for the northern lights to show up on the horizon when it's like southwest. It needs to be fairly strong, and every northern light isn't like that. So when we were driving home, it was almost east-south direction we were driving, and I saw the northern lights. I don't know why, but for some reason, I had the camera. Well, I always try to have the camera packed. I didn't have it in the car, but I had it packed. And I also know if it's winter and I want to be spontaneous, I would put like the cape on. That's the fastest way to take pictures. So I had it so I drove home. I got the backpack that was like ready, charged and everything, and I brought the cape. But the funny thing is that it was actually bedtime for my daughter, and my partner, he was away working. So I was like, how do I do this? So I asked her. I'm really blessed. She's always up for an adventure. And I was like, do you want to go on an adventure? She's like, yeah. So we drove. This is like half an hour from where I live. So I brought my stuff, and she stayed in the car, and I bribed her with, I brought like the iPad so she could be watching like some kids show or something. So she stayed in the car because it was -30. It was really, really cold outside.
Oh my God.
So I didn't want to turn the car off because then the car would get cold, and I was worried that it wouldn't start. So she was in the car, and the car was on, and I had to be so quick. So I took my tripod and my camera bag and the cape, and I just ran. And luckily I remembered like the snowshoes, like the things you put on your snow so you can stay on top of the snow, because otherwise you sink through and you become a midget. It's just a slightly different look if you go through the snow. Yeah. Nothing wrong about being a midget, but so yeah, this is just one of those pictures. I just ran out. I was like, all right, which way? Okay, that way. Put up the tripod, tried different settings, and then just into the shot, because I think you can see it's like the Milky Way as well.
Yeah.
So it almost looked like it's really grainy, but it was just so many stars. And
amazing.
So I took a few shots, and then I felt really bad as well. Like I was not far away from the car. I had to just go over like a little hill, because otherwise when you're shooting with long exposure, even if I turn the lights off on the car, you can still see it on the trees. It's like light pollution times 10. So, but I felt so guilty. I felt so bad. I was like, is this me being a really bad mom? And so I was like, quick. Took the pictures, and then I ran back. And I just saw now that Sony was using this as their Christmas, like all the Sony stuff, they had like this picture in their signature, wishing everyone Merry Christmas. I was like, that was
so
my
cute.
5-minute picture. Quick and dirty.
Yeah, incredible. And I love to hear like a story like that, because it's like that's how everyday life looks like for many. You don't have time, and you have kids, and it's not planned. It's like happens so fast, and it's lovely that you got your shot. It's an amazing shot.
Yeah, I'm happy I did go, and then I ran back, and obviously I was really cold, even though I had like all my winter clothes on underneath, and then ran back to the car. But yeah, I'm so happy that I did do it, because the easy option would have been to go home to the warm and just put her to bed, because it's her bedtime now.
Yeah.
But
I think she had an adventure.
Yeah, she's not used to watch the iPad so much, so she was thrilled.
Yeah.
It's like, we can do this more often, Mommy.
Yeah. You were like, okay.
But I think this is why some photographers are like they're crazy. We're crazy. We're crazy kind of people. And I think this is also what separates like photographers from photographers. Like, are you okay with being a bit uncomfortable to take the shot? Or like when you're tired sitting in the sofa warm and cozy, do you want to go out even though you may not see the northern lights? Like in this shot, this is a picture of you.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is this me? Because
yes,
it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, I remember standing very still for a long time, just looking up on this big tree.
Yeah. Yes. So this is almost taken in the same spot. And this was the night before one of the workshops that we had. Because people were traveling so far to come and shoot with us. So most people, they arrived the day before. And we're like, well, you know, if the sky is clear, there is a big chance for northern lights. There is always a chance for northern lights. And the best way to actually capture it is to go out, even if you don't know if there will be northern lights. Like I always have a plan B, like make sure you have something that you can shoot even if there is not northern lights, and you are more likely to get a shot of the northern lights than if you don't go out.
Yeah.
So we just arranged like a little shoot along, long exposure, and you can actually see there is a slight moonlight on the horizon.
Yeah, did we get more?
Yes.
I don't remember. Yeah, we did get more that night. Yeah.
Yeah, that night we did. And this night was also really cold and it was slightly windy because we tried different capes. Like I had one and you had one, and this is yours, I think.
Yeah, like made of wool, so it's wool, kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And also
so
heavier,
when you're shooting, when you're shooting long exposure and it's windy, you will be able to tell on the cape or the clothes or hair and stuff. So you have to stand like super still.
Really still.
Which you did so well.
Thank you. Yeah, it was an amazing night. Really lovely.
And we were just walking around like between all these big trees. It almost feels like a different planet, like a different world.
It's just amazing to walk around. I have the cape and I have the lantern, and it felt like I was in a movie, just walking around among the trees and then standing really still. I remember I was thinking I was in this movie or something, looking up on this dragon, because I think you said when you were standing there taking photos, you were like, oh, it looked like a dragon standing looking down at you.
It really looks like you're talking to each other, you're interacting some way. And that's probably my favorite way of shooting nature. It's like not the nature as a background or a setting for your photos, but when the person in the picture is actually interacting, or, you know, they're both equally part. It's almost like the tree is becoming a second person in the picture. That's my absolute favorite way of, you know, shooting in the nature.
Yeah. I agree. So how do we summarize this?
Yes, how do we summarize this?
Well, I've talked about having a plan and not having a plan. So I think it's important to do both. Sometimes you get inspired and very creative. And that's when I took this shot with a flower, and, you know, I planned it ahead. I even made a drawing how I thought I wanted it to look like in the end. Took pictures and put it all together. And then I had my other photo where I was not inspired at all. It didn't feel creative or anything. And I went out anyway and actually got a shot that I liked and edited it. So I think it's important to have both, to embrace your creativity and inspiration, and also to go out even when you don't feel like it.
It's almost like you're using different creativity muscles. If you're planning beforehand and you're trying something new that you haven't done before, versus if you go out and do something anyway. I feel like all the pictures, the examples that I showed, the story is kind of quick and dirty because they were all really, I would say the one that, the picture of you and the tree, that's when we were out for like 2 hours, maybe, I can't remember. We were just walking around exploring, and that was so much fun, but we didn't have a plan. And the other two, they were like without a plan as well. So both the Northern Lights picture, where it's like, yeah, that took me 5 minutes, is just like close to the road, and the self-portrait with the lantern, that is, you know, just next to the road. I didn't have a plan, but I was more exploring, kind of. So I think the mindset for the one with the tree and my self-portrait, that was the same. Like, that was more exploring, like, what can we do with this? And the other one was just like quick, because the opportunity was there, even though I didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I think it's
and
like
even though
different...
she was going to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like different modes, like the mode where you are creative and you plan, and one mode where you're bored and you don't feel like it, but you go anyway, and one mode where you see the opportunity, like the Northern Lights, and you don't really have time and you don't have a plan, but you go anyway. And when we were like exploring, we were out and we had all the time in the world, and we were just playing around, and it's different modes, and everyone is important to like go through sometimes.
Different kind of creative stages and minds. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you next time.
Bye.